And we're live. This is Michael Finicaro on the Future of PLM podcast, and this is a breaking news edition because I have the privilege of having Peter Schroer, the founder of Aras over 25 years ago, announcing a big new change. So first, Peter, can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, so Peter Schroer, in was it January 2000? My wife and I started Aris, so we were first two employees, and actually for 21 years. So we ran Aris 21 years, up to about 640 employees and international, um, and honestly, then it was time for a change, right? So we engaged GI Partners as our investment partner, and with that we brought in Roque Martin as a CEO, um, and yeah, and here we are again now, almost 4 years later, and we're talking about the next transition and the next stage of Eris.
So why now? Why? I mean, I know that the numbers look really good.
Yeah.
Why now? Why in 2025 and in September are we doing this transition?
Yeah. So to be clear, a company, much like a child, right, goes through phases, right? And when Eris was a toddler, a young child, a crazy teenager, that I was the right CEO, right? I mean, we were running like chaos, right?
It's a startup. It's a
Yeah,
startup.
it's a startup, and very bold steps. But to be frank, for 21 years that I ran, we were never profitable. It was always about investing in growth, investing in R&D. I mean, the innovator platform is absolutely amazing still, right?
Oh
And
yeah.
it was all, but you reach a time where the company needed to become a little more stable, to have some more to actually become profitable, right? And not to be living constantly chasing investors, right?
Right.
So with GI Partners as the investor, and Roque Martin comes in, what we created was something more stable and solid. I mean, Eris today is incredibly profitable. We have a big reserve of cash. The balance sheet looks great. So I would say, we're
So
all
you
very
guys are going to buy
grateful.
PTC? So you guys are going to acquire PTC instead of Autodesk?
Yeah, no,
I'm
we
just
have, we
kidding.
have bigger we have bigger plans. Sorry, much bigger. But so we're very grateful to that Rocky and GI Partners was able to help us basically through young adulthood as a company to really build a solid base. But now, just like a human, an engineer like us, right? You're 45, 50 year old. You really are at the peak of your career. You've got the knowledge built up. It's got the stability. Eris is also at that stage, right? And what Eris needs to do now is to more aggressively go after the problems in PLM. And I'll tell you, it's I think you know this as well as I do, but we still, I mean, PLM is what, several $billion of spend every year, right? And
Yep.
companies are still spending billions of dollars on software that they hate. It's difficult to use. They hate having it. It's a must-have. I mean, you have to have a PLM system, but why can't the experience be better, right? So the mission really for the Eris team here is we have to make Eris more exciting again, right? Make the whole, not the software, not the user interface, but the whole experience of selecting and buying and rolling out, deploying and upgrading,
Make
right?
it
And
feel like an ACE conference, right? Make the
yeah,
excitement at an
make
ACE
the
conference.
whole experience as exciting as Ace. Yeah, no, exactly that. So for that, we needed a new leader with some new perspectives, more aggressive, and I've known Leon like 20 years, I think. I mean, he was the leader of one of our biggest partners until we acquired them, right? And he's had a good career inside of Eris. I mean, here's a guy who's got leadership skills, highly technical. He's absolutely religious, dedicated to customer success. I mean, this is the right formula for kind of the next phase of Eris, right?
And he's someone that's already well known and well respected around because
Oh yeah,
he's got Eris in his blood. I think he did a blood
absolutely.
transfusion some years ago,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, he's hardcore Eris, right? And you asked why now? I mean, there are two things had to happen. There always has to be two things in balance, right? My understanding is the market is at a point where it's ready for another change, right? I mean, 10, 15 years ago with Aras, with the flexible platform and low code, we were the first, and now everybody is talking about low code platforms. The need for flexibility was a major shift in PLM. With AI, I believe, and I think Leon shares this belief, we are at the edge of another major shift in how customers think about PLM, how PLM gets used, even how it gets deployed. You know,
Oh, it's really a, a, a tectonic shift in terms of how products are developed in general, right?
oh yeah, for sure. I
Beyond
mean,
just PLM, it's about product
no, no,
development in
but
general.
yeah, exactly. But with generative design on one side, and then additive manufacturing on the other side, both sides of this whole equation are changing. But the second piece of this is, I mean, we have a market that's ready for a seismic change. But Aras, Roque and GI partners have gotten Aras to a point now where we have the cash, we have profitability, and now we can take bold steps, right? And
It's
that's,
exciting.
I think it's the timing. It's the two line up now is a great time, and then frankly even uh, Leon's ready. He's had Eris in his blood for 20 years, but the experience running Europe and then running global sales, he himself is now ready for this challenge, and it was kind of an easy decision when you look at the three things all lining up that this was really the right time for, let's call it the next phase, the third phase of Eris to be launched. Yeah.
So what can we expect coming forward? We're going to have Leon coming in. What else
Yeah.
can we expect beyond the Connect conferences in the fall? Anything
Yeah.
else you can tell us?
Yeah, I mean, some of this is the business as usual. The Connect conferences are super important to us. I have huge passion about the ACE conference. Um,
In Miami next year.
yeah, Miami next year is really exciting. I'm looking forward to. I hope I get to travel. The Connect in Germany, Connect in France. There's one in the UK. There's one in Japan coming. I think it's in Osaka this
Well,
year.
I'm buying if you come to Paris, all right?
All right, absolutely. So that's all happening, but overlaid on top of that, you're going to see kind of some fresh language from Eris, some new ideas. We actually, Leon and his team already have some demos ready. There is some very cool things
Great.
of how, and also not your typical answers on how does AI fit into PLM, right? I mean, yeah, I can do voice to text and do searches, but on some that's actually quite simple. We have to really think about the role of PLM, what it's used for, the use cases, and think about where PLM actually has meaningful impact. And that's where we're going.
That's
That's where
going to
we're
be really
going.
exciting. It's really exciting.
It's going to be a really exciting time. I'm happy to still be involved, and although we'll let Leon do the hard work, and I'm back on the board, but it's fun to participate.
Well, it's awesome hearing from you and getting that directly from Peter. And I'll be back probably tomorrow with an interview with Leon himself. So that'll be exciting.
Good.
Talk to you soon, Peter. Thank you
Thanks,
very
Leon.
much.
Yeah. Bye bye.
Cheers. So that was fun.